Hi everybody, it's Yazzie here. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and just get into the reading today because I've been having some messages, like rapid fire messages, since like this morning, and they have not stopped coming through yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the reading. Let's get everything cleansed here. Well, first we're gonna get into the channeled messages that I've been hearing since this morning, and then we'll go from there. Plus, on top of that, it's thundering a lot and raining, like it's loud. Oops, let's clear with Palo Santo. Burn a little bit more. There we go. I cleanse this area, cleanse all my crystals and my stones, as well as the cards. And I ask for the gods and goddesses, archangels, guardian angels, deities, entities, spirits, spiritual teams, spiritual guides, ascended masters, ancestors, and the universe to be present, so that way we can go ahead and get the messages that the collective needs to hear today. Please cleanse and purify and clear out the area as well as myself as I go through the message for the collective today. Okay. So we're going to let the Palo Santo burn off to the side. And, excuse me, you might hear the thunder a little bit on and off. It's been pretty loud. On and off. So 132 as I say that. But the first message here that I got from this morning is, if you're seeing something and you're seeing the truth of what it is and what's going on, why aren't you saying something? Like, that's literally what came through as I was doing my stretches earlier today. And as I was going through my day, I kept getting called to wear blue, this blue dress that I have. Even though I kept trying to look through my outfits, for some reason I was called to wear blue. 212 as I say that. So there may be something in regards to your third eye, which is like an indigo blue, and your throat chakra, which is a 222 as I say that, which is like a turquoise. But regardless, blue is important. It's significant. Just as much as the number 222, which has been 234 as I say that. 222 has been coming up a lot. 555 has been coming up a lot today, a lot of fives. But just, if you see something for what it is, like if you've been feeling it, you've been catching things like that have been done, like as far as other people or even just, situations, like you feel it, you clearly see it. 303 as I say that, like you're paying attention to what's going on, what's being done, what's being said, like don't hold back on that. 311 as I say that, like say what needs to be said, as well as, especially when like the universe is like constantly, 321 as I say that, constantly telling you like hello, like they're giving you the signs, like even just down to your emotions. Like if you're starting to notice an emotion about something, 333 as I say this, like you're noticing how you're reacting to something, even your emotions will be able to tell you something's not right. And usually with your emotions, that's a good indicator of like telling you something's not right. Like something doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't, it's not, it doesn't feel good as far as like, okay, this isn't adding up kind of thing. Another thing as well, like just before I started pulling the cards too, I got the phrase, remember who you are. Like 414 as I say that, like remember your power, remember who you are and how you're going about things. And the truth is the truth. You can try and cover it up and you can try and be blind to it or like ignore it if you want to all day, but 432 as I say that, but truth is still the truth. Just because you're not seeing it doesn't mean it disappears. It doesn't go away. And just before I pulled the cards as well, when the phrase came up of remember who you are, the phrasing of like Are you going to actually step into your power? 4, 5, 6, as I say this. Are you going to step into who you are and your power? Or are you going to get lost in the void of other people and their projections, their problems, their own emotions and feelings towards you and how they feel about you, as well along with their thoughts, their ideas, their narratives, and their versions of you? Like, where are you going to put your power? Who are you going to give the power, you or them? So the choice is ultimately up to you, but you need to make a decision on that, and you need to see things for what they are and say what needs to be said, whether or not it, they're in your life or not. If you say something and it bothers them and they end up having an issue with it, then clearly they're not supposed to be in your life at this point. 555 as I say that. So you have to think what matters more to you, having people in your life that aren't good for you or aren't meant to be in your life, or your peace. So just kind of keep that in mind, and try and kind of go through and think about, like, what do you really want for your life, and where are you putting your power, and are you actually going to step into your power and not be scared of it anymore? And those are the collective, like, channeled messages that I was getting today. So let's kind of see what other messages we have. Let's see what the cards have for us, because that was those were some strong messages already, but we'll see if the cards have anything for us today. Oh, it's raining. I can hear it. I love the rain. Honestly, 654, as I say that, it's a good cleansing of energy. I love the rain. Oh yeah, it's coming down now. I can hear it. Nice. All right, come on. Let's see. Whoop. What do we have? What other messages do we have today? Whoops. I know there's some, because I know those are the most important messages, but what else do we have? What does the collective need to know today? You may also still be having issues with blockages too. And the other thing is that some things that you feel, like if you're noticing you're thinking about something or someone, or you're starting to have certain memories come back that you haven't really been focusing on or thought about in a while, it's a good possibility. It's a very high possibility that that person's probably thinking about you. They're probably remembering something, or they're going based off of, like, they only have memories to go off of you, or they only have like a certain narrative or version of you that they can go off of, so that may be coming through and you may notice it. But when you start noticing it, getting all kinds of crazy, but when you start to notice it, kind of like acknowledge it, but then also like separate yourself from that. If you notice that it's happening, like, I haven't thought about this in forever, why am I thinking about it now, kind of thing. It's kind of like that. No cards today, are you sure? Oh, you want me to say those two? Okay. Took you a minute, but I guess they didn't want to interrupt what I was saying. Well. 2 strong cards here to start with. Oh, you want me to shuffle a couple more? Okay. So we got the Fool and we have the Magician. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, okay. We also have, this is the Ace of Blades, or the Ace of Blades. So it's the Ace of Swords. And we have 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting wrong. Hold on. 3, 7, 8, 9. We have the 9 of Blades, the 9 of Swords again. It's raining even harder now. But we got some strong messages today. Can I get like 2 more? Can I get 2 more? Can I get 2? Oh, that's... Okay, we got 3 more. Okay. We'll start with that. What do we have at the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of rods is at the bottom. So that's the 10 of wands is at the bottom of the deck. But we got the 9 of blades, the wheel of fortune, the hermit is out here again, and the lovers. Okay, let me see what we got here. I just heard it's time to take the leap with the Fool card here. So if you can see that. So we have the Fool card. It's beautiful though. So we have this card, but we also have the Magician here as well. So 1044 as I say this. So it's time to take that leap. Like I stated earlier, it's time to choose whether or not are you going to step in your own power, or are you going to let, or are you going to let someone else control it? This is something where you need to stop being scared and afraid of the what if. That's what's really getting in the way, is if, oh, you know, if I step into this or being myself, what if, you know, I end up 11 as I say this, what if something happens? Like, what if I lose everything? And what if you do? Has the universe not always shown you that it can provide to you what you need in that moment? Or even more than what you needed? And even better at that, 1132 as I say that. And even then, you're the magician based on your choices and your actions. And I think I've said this in one of my other readings, you control how your life goes. 1144 as I say that, to some degree, of course. But your choices and your actions will define everything else that happens in your life, all the way down to how you perceive things and what your perspective is and how you think. If you feel and get stuck on the what if, you're always going to be stuck on that what if. If you don't decide to take that leap and have trust and faith and know that everything will be all right, that you'll be taken care of regardless of what happens. 1212 as I say that. So that's with that. And then, of course, with the Ace of Blades, which is the Ace of Swords, there are... I have to take a bit more time with this one. 1234. Bring it back to me, because the rain's starting to catch my attention, but bring it back to me, please. Please and thank you. Your cunning and your wit will be of benefit to you. So you have opportunities coming in that will require you to be a little bit more cunning about it. You need to kind of work. Your intelligence is something that will help you here, as well as your communication, which is what I said earlier. You need to say something. Sitting here and being quiet about it is not going to get you what you want. It's not going to yield the results that you're hoping for. Closed mouths don't get fed is the phrase I got. 1333 as I say that. If you sit here and just kind of wait for things to happen or come to you, then, you know, in certain circumstances, yes, it does work. But with whatever situation that you're currently dealing with right now, something needs to be said. Whether it be you say something that you've noticed, or boundaries, or whatever truth you're noticing, you need to speak up on it. Being quiet is actually hindering you in this situation, whatever it may be. And that means it's 1414, as I said, that it's blocking you from the opportunities that are waiting for you. The moment you're able to get this communication out, that's when these opportunities, these new beginnings, will start to come through. Why is the 9 of Swords here? The 9 of Blades? Stop stressing about it. Exactly. You need to stop stressing about this situation. 1444 as I say this, because this is something that you can easily change. This is a situation where The power is in your hands at this point. This is something where you have control over the situation so long as you say what needs to be said. And with this situation, even if you feel you don't have the right words, once you start opening up and start talking, it'll come to you. As you start talking about it, as you start communicating, as you start, bringing up certain things that you may have noticed or certain things that you feel a certain way about, it'll start coming together. And regardless of however the other person, people, whatever the situation is, however they respond or react, is a direct reflection of however they feel about it. Not how you're saying it, it's how they're perceiving it. So there's no reason for you to stress about how it's gonna go. Because the longer you stress about it, the more you're losing your power in the situation. 1555 as I say that. It's destined to happen either way. So we have the Wheel of Fortune here. And the Wheel of Fortune usually talks about like destiny's fated things, but even in destiny, things can still change. But with this situation, whatever is going to happen, whether it's a new beginning, a refreshing, or an ending, it's going to happen either way sooner or later, regardless of whether you decide to say something on it now or later. It has to happen. There's no other way around it. Because if it doesn't happen, it's going to block you with the Ace of Blades. It's going to block you from things that are meant for you. You can only hold back so long before the universe decides to just let the truth come out. And sometimes it's not in the best way, unfortunately, but the truth will always come through. Regardless of whether we, 1717 as I say this, whether we decide to take action on it or the universe ends up doing it because it just feels that now is the time for it to come through. Why's the Hermit here? I had this in my last reading too. Someone sees you're holding back. Someone that has been kind of paying attention, they know you're holding back. They know you're not saying what you're supposed to be saying. So while you've been in your own hermit mode, someone else has also been in their hermit mode and they're noticing you're not saying anything. They know that you're trying to you're being more passive than you should be about it. What else? This one's a little bit more difficult. They know is all I keep hearing. They know. They know what you're going through. Like they understand why you're holding back. They get it. But this is also something where they know that if you say something, it'll make things a bit easier. It'll make things a whole lot easier if you say something. Because then you'll be able to see who, I don't know why it's coming out like this, but you'll be able to see who's for you and who's not. As far as like being a part of your life. 1909 as I say that. Regardless of what happens, they'll be there for you, is what I'm hearing. So like regardless of the outcome, this person or people, could be people, who are seeing you, they'll still be there. Because these are people that, or person, I think it's more of a person than it is people, from what I'm picking up on this card with the Hermit. But this is newer energy. This isn't someone that, has come through yet. And I think this is the same person from the reading before that I did, where the Hermit card came out. I think this is that same person. And the reason why I say that is because the Lovers card is out here. This is such a beautiful card. It's like the heart and it's cut so you can see inside. But they know that you're trying your best. But they also know that they want to give more to you. Like they want to be able to come in and be able to give you that kind of opportunity of happiness, of unconditional love, of the authenticity, genuineness, and happiness and peace that you're seeking. But they won't be able to do that until whatever situation is here is addressed. Because say if they come in and this is still an issue, it's gonna basically bleed into what this is. It's gonna go and start messing things around. You don't want to put the wrong ingredient in the pot of food. Basically, I don't know why I went to food, but that's the only way I can think about it. Like imagine you put something, you're going through ingredients, and then all of a sudden there's an ingredient that's knocked in, and then it completely messes up the whole pot of food, doesn't it? And it doesn't taste right. It doesn't, it tastes weird. It tastes funny. This isn't the right thing, So it's kind of like that. And this is something where it has to be resolved before this can come in. Because, of course, with the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, or I'm sorry, 10 of Rods, you're holding on to way more than you should be. Like, most of these things that you're carrying have nothing to do with you. It is not your business. It is not your place to go and be... This was another part of the message I got earlier too. There's a difference between helping someone and healing, and like actually being, in a place where you're benefiting someone, versus like trying to fix things and trying to like you're like 22 as I say this, it's like putting a band-aid on it. I see fixing as like, oh, we'll put a band-aid on it and come back to it later, versus like actually helping someone and getting them to go through the process of healing. 2234 as I say that. There's a difference between the two. And this is something where whatever this situation is, you are carrying far too much. You have your own things to be worrying about. This is not yours to carry, and you need to say something about it. So that way you can go ahead and put these burdens down, and be able to go ahead and step back into your power and flourish in the way that you should. And it stopped raining. The sun's starting to come out, I think 2304 as I say that. But it's time to clear things out. It's time to clear out the energy that is not yours to carry anymore. You're tired. And now it's time to be focusing on you and taking care of you and yourself and everything that you're having to go through. Okay. Is there anything else? Or is that pretty much the message? That's a pretty strong message. Nope. Looks like that is it for today. But I hope this gave you some clarity, because that was a lot. But I hope it helped. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!